Hi everyone, good afternoon. Sorry, good evening, and welcome to the hotspot. It's it's Ted here, and again another day to look at what I called the key takeaways from the games. The game we just played. I said games because we know we had a real suicider, and in that actually didn't do any review or probably key takeaway or reaction from that game. But again, I'll just focus on the Arsenal game. Hope everyone is doing great though. And good evening. Guys, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. We're currently en route to 2,000 subscribers. We're currently lying around 1,069, if I'm correct, or 68, if I'm correct. Okay, this is key takeaways. So we'll actually break down a bit, not so in that deep. But again, just more so what are the positives from the game between Arsenal and Manchester United. Okay, so first, how do I start? When you look at the lineup, I think it's pretty evident that Ruben has he has a lot going on because you could see probably players that haven't played, and I'll probably use Lindelof as an example, actually coming in a game like this to actually play a big part in that game. 1 second, guys. 1 second here. Yeah, to actually play a big part in the game. Lindelof played, I think, in the center of both defense. For me, it's like he hasn't really played coming in. It's Arsenal, and I think he did pretty well though. Again, controlling that defense, but Gallo played excellently well, and a bit what they call not the best of news with Euro injured because he has been decent for the most part. So I'll start with lineup though. Lindelof was one that actually stood out to me. He's been in probably 2 minutes to 1 minute. He hasn't played a lot. And I'm a big advocate of giving players a bit of time. So when they come into situations like this, right, it's not just you throwing them in the deep end. Although Lindelof did fine, I think though what Amarim probably should do moving forward, at least get him some game time in his belt, not just probably coming, okay, you know what, you're playing full 90 minutes because we have injuries. I know it's the situation. They are better defenders, probably you might argue. To me, I'm not sure. Honestly, I won't lie to anyone. On our back line, I don't see a whole lot of difference between all of them. I don't. I don't see a lot of between all of them. I think they're just currently, for me, a bit above average. Delete has been probably the best of all of them. But when I look at all our centre backs, I don't see what this one actually stands out. Hence, right, I don't think like giving a little of game time is an issue. It won't really impact the outcome of a game. But that's just me. So for me, though, at least getting him more game time, coming in like this, it could probably be worse. But Lindelof did, I think he did excellently well. Actually, after playing lesser game time and coming to this game against Arsenal. Looking lineup again. So it's Onana, Delete, Victor Lindelof, Euro, Mazzari, Bruno Fernandes, Casemiro, Degudalo, Garnacho, Christian Eriksen, and Joshua Xerxes. There are 3 players here that basically barely played before we started having these injuries. I just wanted to call it out here. They barely played. Victor, Casemiro, Eriksen. Eriksen is one that before Amarim came in, Eriksen was like, I think it was if not one of the better players then when Tanag was still here. But as soon as Amarim came, Eriksen went to the bench. And I would think though that Eriksen will be one to suit the Amarim system, whereby they're actually good at recycling the ball, they're intelligent with the ball, and actually keeping possession, right? But it might have to do with what they call his age. Or probably Amara might think that he doesn't have the legs. Honestly, I don't think so though. I don't think so. When you look at likes of Modric, I know they play in a better team, but they're still mobile. Ericsson is still mobile, but Casemiro is another one that basically barely played. Coming in, I think he did decent in that game. Casemiro, honestly, for me, it's difficult for me to tell on Casemiro if it's age, is it system, or is it the Premier League. One thing I would say though, I've seen players that have been in their prime prior to coming to the Premier League. They tend to what they call go on the decline, even when they have the first or second season is good. I've been looking at Shevchenko as an example, or that's a striker. Casemiro was brilliant at Real Madrid. Coming in, I think he had the first good season. After that, it has been almost downhill. Is it the league? Is it the system? To me, it's what I call it's a tough one for Casemiro. I don't think it's like it's gone. I think Casemiro is 33 or 32. I don't think it's gone. May probably still do well in a different league. But Casemiro is one that hasn't really had game time and actually did decent in that game, including, like I mentioned, Victor Lindelof. Okay. Funny enough, what's his name? It didn't start. Um, what's his name? Is start. Rasmus Højlund. Damn, didn't start. I didn't expect him to. I think it's one that's struggling so far for United. It's one that's struggling. I think it's a bit short of confidence. Let me get this thing working here if I can see my chart. Okay. It's one that basically it lacks confidence currently, but again, there was a key moment in that game where I probably think Rasmus could have done better. So let's go deep again now in the game. My positive from the game though is that how we played, and majorly in the second half. First half, I think we're probably 30 something percent ball possession, with us now owning majority of that possession in the first half. We basically sat back. So, and when I look at what I call the second half, we actually came out. And one thing I notice again is once we score a goal, we tend to what I call get that confidence. I'm not sure why that confidence always comes after we score a goal or take the lead. The confidence should be from the scratch. I think we probably were a bit scared of Arsenal from the start, but as we scored a goal, we had lots of chances. And honestly, in my possible outcome, I actually predicted an Arsenal win or a draw for United, but I think we should have actually won that game. We should have won that game. Bruno's free kick, fantastic. In the sense that it was a brilliant one, but I think though there's a question of the referee probably gave an extra what they call it yard for the line, which then helps Bruno with the ball up and down. I'm saying this because if any other team does this, no one actually cares. But since it's United, it was actually, I think, is it Sky Sports or which where I saw it, they were actually measuring the line. It's because it's United. I bet you if it was a different team, no one would care. But again, I think Tomato brilliant free kick. Bruno played well. I think they all played well. Xerxes had a chance where probably he backflipped. If that went in, that would have been a brilliant goal. Højlund had a chance. It's confidence for me. I think it's confidence because as soon as he got the ball, just hit it. I bet you the keeper won't move. As soon as you get the ball, it was basically in the middle. The ball falls on his left leg, just hit it. He was still trying to address the ball. Like, poor cream on it, but Rice came and basically cleared the ball. We also had another chance. What was that? Was that Bruno? And also, Mazzari had a chance where we are saved, and we had a chance last minute, the last or a minute before, where what they call it, Raya had double saves, and it was weird though. Rice won man of the match. I'm not sure because it was just pumping the air. I'm not sure why, because it was showing passion. Because when he scored, it was like, calm down. Like, if you're telling us to calm down and your aim is to fight for the league, honestly, it's like we might actually have a better season than Arsenal if we do well in the Europa League. We're telling people to calm down when you know the league is gone. And but Rice actually won man of the match. I'm not sure why. I won a man of the match for me. I'll give that to Raya. Raya actually pulled a David De Gea in that match. How he performed is basically how David De Gea would have performed. But going again, Amaran, I think for me, there's nothing he could have done actually from the starting 11 he put out. My first positive in the game, first key takeaway, is the confidence and how we played in the second half. We created loads of chances. It's not something you basically associate with Manchester United. We actually created loads of chances, which to me was very good. Finishing was poor, but we can actually improve on that. Let's keep creating the chances. Second, I feel like some players, it's positive to me, some players are basically, I won't say stamping their feet in the team, most players that haven't played. But it's good to see though that they've been out for a while, but come in and see put what they call the shift they put in. And that's in place of what they call Lindelof, Eriksen, and Casemiro. I know they are professionals, but for me, mainly Lindelof, I think he did excellently well in that game. And Delete is growing from strength to strength for me for Delete. It's weird with Delete though, because it's not someone that actually is really liked in the media or in England, mainly from the reporting and pundit standpoint. I'm not sure why. I'm not sure why that's the case, right? Why he has that reputation. Even from an ex-player perspective, they don't really rate him. But I think it's one of our better players, including Mazzari. So for me, I think those are my key takeaways though. Our second half performance, the players naturally came in to put in the shift. They haven't played for a while. Lindelof, Casemiro, Eriksen. I know Casemiro has played here and there, even in the last Champions League, and also Delete, going from strength to strength. One key person though I have to give a shout out to is Xerxes. He keeps improving. Xerxes, you could see from the start, Xerxes is an intelligent player, and that's actually proving to be the case right now, because from his play you can see confidence growing with the flair, the skill, the confidence he has on the ball. His technique is very evident. So I think Xerxes is one that will be pivotal to our season, because Haaland is not doing any good. And if Xerxes continue like this, right, it'll be very what they call pivotal for next season as well. So that's my key takeaway for Amran. I think he's working currently with two arms tied, behind his back. So if you could look at, he's had just one player, and the storm that's currently happening at United, and he's trying to navigate his way through all that, including players which he wants to move out, and also thinking of players that he can bring in, which potentially will be very difficult because we don't have money. So he's in a very difficult place. Is he doing the best with what he has? For me, I'll say yes. Because we've always complained that this team is terrible. And he has come with a different pattern for this team to play. And now we're in 15th place though. I think the damage was already done. Not to a huge extent before he came in, but I think there was already pre-damage before he came in. And him coming in, trying to turn things around with basically new system, creates more damage. I think right now I'm kind of seeing like a gradual shift. It's not substantial, but I see like things might and will get better. Honestly, the only thing we have right now is the what do they call it? Our game against Real Sociedad. We have to win that competition. If we don't, honestly, the day we lose or probably are out of that competition, the season ends there. So what else are we fighting for? I don't think we can get to 10th because we're a bit far off. I think probably 8 points. We might still be able to. Let me see. Where are we from the table? So we're currently 14th. Imagine with a -6 goal difference. We are 34 points. We're basically 8 points from 10th. So we have 8 points, right? Basically 3 games, basically. 3 games, right? Do I think we can do it? I don't know. Because there is no pattern or consistency to actually draw that conclusion. I still think it's a bit up and down. And if we lose the game or probably leave the Europa League, our season is done. And to me, I think it will be terrible though for your season to be done in March. Hopefully, let's pass through Real Sociedad first. The hope continues. But if we are knocked out, we had a draw. Honestly, I wasn't pleased. I'd have wanted a win because I've seen us, Ryan, come back home and not do well at what I call Old Trafford. I'm not confident at all in the second leg, but we need to at least proceed in that competition. That's competition is our only hope to actually having, I won't say a decent, a somewhat good transfer window next year. Because imagine we are out of Europe, how do we buy players? There'll be lots of revenue. So we need to be in Europe, meaning we need to win the Europa League. And I'll be honest, if I'm saying do I think we can? I don't think we can. Because if I say we can, then I think it's disrespectful to majority of what I call the teams in that league. Because we're terrible in our league. We're currently 14th. I don't think we can though. I hope we can. Because for me, that's the one excitement. And again, the potential improvement I see in the team. That's the only thing that actually keeps me going this season. If that competition ends, although I'll still keep watching the games, but I think it's more so now you're looking towards next season, looking towards the transfer window, because your hope is no longer here. It's our next season. Okay, so that's my take on the game so far, and Amaran and United. I'm not sure if you guys have checked though. There is a couple of quotes. Sergeant Ratcliffe had an interview with Gary Neville. I don't have a whole bunch of it. Let me see if I can get what I can get here. Okay. So let me see the first one here. Yeah, so this was the one I was talking about. The ball came. If you probably watch the clip again, Rasmus was trying to settle. Just hit it. Because you don't have time. Just hit it. Rasmus probably, I think his confidence. His confidence is trying to make sure I make the right decision. So I think it's more on the confidence side. But for me, just hit it. Just hit it. Okay. So probably some quotes from what I called it. Is there anything else here? So honestly, I want to go through this thread. 9 things we learned from the 1-1 draw against Arsenal in the Premier League. It's from Jacob on X. Honestly, I think I just want to go through it. I read a bit through it briefly. Okay. Go here. So just in the interview today, Sergeant Miraculous, if you look at the players we are buying this summer that we didn't buy, we're buying Anthony, Casemiro, Onana, and Holland and Sancho. So this was a bit weird quote to me. I'm not sure. So they says, these are all things from the past we have inherited. Those things have to be sorted out. Told BBC Sports. So I'm not sure if he's saying those are terrible players, but one thing I think I was watching someone and they explained. I think we're still paying for this players. Imagine still paying for Sancho. How? Honestly, I don't know. So I think from what I understand, we have to pay next match in summer first, so 85 million for these players before we think of any let's go and buy new players. So I think, and also also mean imagine the amount of money we wasted on this players. Anthony, is it 89 or 87 million? Casemiro, 70 million. Onana, God, I don't know, man. Onana is the one that's, I think Onana's, what I say is the worst, and I'll explain why I say is the worst. Dagi just won the Golden Glove. If we as a fan base didn't destroy Dagi, because we destroyed Dagi, posting clips of him making mistake left, right, center. Keepers make mistake. Alisson makes mistake. Dagi made a couple of mistakes. Probably a bit more than he should have. But people have bad seasons. We actually destroyed his value as a fan base. I probably say I'll value Dagi. If Dagi was imagine Dagi was Dagi and in a Aston Villa or a different team performing, making those saves, and we want to buy him, we'll probably pay like almost 40 million, or let's say 35. So basically we let Dagi go and bought Onana for 50 million. If Dagi is worth what they call 35, roughly, it's basically it's 85 million down the drain. Let it go a keeper whose strength is stopping balls from entering net, and we got a keeper whose weakness is stopping balls from entering the net. Onana wasn't bad though in the Arsenal game. The goal wasn't his fault, but if you look at his performance over time since he came, it has been terrible. It has been terrible. So Onana to me it's actually, for me, I think he's the biggest one there. Also, if Dagi is here, the things we will say, right, when Dagi was here in the past, we will say, if not for Dagi, we won't have won or drawn this game. You barely say that with Onana. I think Dagi is one that probably will win you like, at least in this season by himself, like 9 points. 9. And that's him basically being Dagi. Hoyland, I I don't think Hoyland is a bad bar. He's 22 years old. The money we paid is huge. I won't put that on him. I put that on what they called on the people that made the negotiation. But Holland is basically there's no confidence right now, and he needs to get back there. Sancho, that's a different story. Anthony also is not. This is proving not to be a bad player, but again, if you look at the fee, right, these players can never live up to these fees. They cannot. They can't. It's whoever did these deals, right? They need to investigate them for sure, 100%. Okay, go here. So if I go back there, so this was the quote from Sir Jim Ratcliffe. Here also what calls the Sir Jim Ratcliffe. Manchester United would have run out of cash by the end of the year, so meaning last year, by the end of 2025, after having me put 3 million in, and if we buy no new players in the summer. Just imagine. So the club is actually in a very, very terrible state, if this is true. Terrible state. And hence you see why he's probably taking the drastic measures he's taking, which won't be popular, but he's in a position where he has to take those measures for the team to continue. Now, if he knew this, he shouldn't have bought the club. He have let what they call the Glazers have them stronger, because then they guys actually surviving fighting for their lives. He basically came to save them. So I would have not bought the club, allow someone else buy the club outright, or leave the Glazers, because in no long time they will have to leave still. Imagine giving them 1 point something billion, and none of that money went back in the club. So the club is in a very terrible state, to be fair. And I heard this past is an old one. I know Pogba's ban ends tomorrow. It ends tomorrow, probably this week, so sometime this week. So let me go to this thread if I can read it. So Jacob says 5 things we learned from the 1-1 draw against Arsenal in the Premier League today. I'll start. Let me see. First one, he says, and guys, you can also follow us on X, the HubSpot, so you know. So Jacob says, what do we see here? Manchester United have not lost a home league game when leading at halftime since 1984. Wow. But to me, it's a start that gives you confidence, right? Start that gives you what they call confidence. That if we're leading in halftime, we'll most likely go on and what they call at least not lose the game. It helps you if you're a betting person. But for me, honestly, I don't really care. This next one is what they call Bruno Fernandes is the best Manchester United player post Sir Alex Ferguson. I think so. I think so. I think it's probably Bruno was in a different team. Probably be doing much better. If it's a different team, I've been doing much better. But I think I'll agree. For the price, the output, the performance. Although I have to say though, it frustrates me sometimes because it doesn't take care of the ball. But I think I might have to agree. Alejandro Garnacho from the right is a different beast altogether. Amara should start him there until Ahmad returns. I think he played pretty well on the right. I think we could probably try him there again, right? Try him again there. But I think it forces him more so to pass than shoot because it's not a left footer, so he cannot cut and take a shot. So I think we should try him there. Rashmos, Rasmus should be benched in all our games and we should be given. I don't think I don't think I agree. No matter how bad Rasmus is, we still have Xerxes. And you can't just throw Shitty in there or Chido in there. Probably brings him in small. I wouldn't say just throw him there, no. Um Joshua Xerxes is Master United quality, a complete utility player, and his best position is behind the striker deep and not as a CF. Yeah, I think to me though he's a fantastic player. He's a fantastic player. He's intelligent. That's one thing I love in players. He is intelligent. I mean, he's intelligent, and I think he has. He got people say. I think I heard a quote also from Sir Jim Ratcliffe that Xerxes struggled from a physical standpoint in the Premier League because he came from the Italian league. I don't think it's a struggle. I think it's more so. It's as in no matter how you have to give someone right a period to acclimatize. And I think that's what Xerxes is going through. He will acclimatize. He's an intelligent player, although I feel a bit sad for him though. It wasn't yeah it wasn't taking for the for his nation, which I think Coleman saying Xerxes needs to at least do a bit better. But I think he struggled a bit, but he's getting there. To be fair. Okay. One second. Okay, one second. What was the game? Go here. Ruben Amorim should be proactive and decisive with the subs. Eriksen is useless defensively, and Toby Collier would have prevented Arsenal's equalizer if it was brought on earlier. Collier deserved to start it. I don't know. I don't think so. I think Eriksen is not it's not the best defensively, but how do we utilize him properly up front? That's what I probably will task Ruben Amorim on. With the goal, it was a cutback. It's not the first time. This happens regularly at United, where probably we concede goals from cutbacks. That should not be happening, and we do that a lot. So for me, it's how do we stop that habit? It's not probably one player actually preventing that. I think it's something that's happened over time. It's happened over time, right? We can see it happened a lot in the Ten Hag era, right? A lot in Ten Hag era. I think it happened a bit also in the Ragnick and Solskjaer era, right? So it's something that's continuous. It's how do we stop that as a team? How do we switch on? Because it was basically a cutback to Declan Rice and again. Was a goal. Maguire and delete. What a crazy though. I won't put those pictures together. That's disrespect. Total disrespect. Because Maldini and Iniesta, beasts. They are beasts. So I won't actually. It's not even close. I won't compare them. So I won't put those pictures together. Oh, and again, we're missing Ahmad. That for sure. For sure, we're certainly missing Ahmad. Lastly, though, this one is where I was laughing. It says, Dalo, Lukshaw, and Mason Mount. You start taking their Arabic lessons very seriously. I Lukshaw, Mason Mount, but I think Dalo, I don't understand what's happening. It was very good last year. I'm not sure what's happening this year. So, but I think Dalo probably, I'll probably give him one more season. But not as a starter, but probably seem to prove himself. I think Dalo will be a good squad player. Honestly, as in, I'm not a coach though. But the way he plays, I probably put Dalo in midfield. Honestly. Because he's very good on the ball. I think that was the end of the thread. Yeah, so I know a lot of people are actually celebrating a draw. I wouldn't celebrate a draw. I would not. I wouldn't not think. For me, it's what I just take from it though is a positive performance in the second half. A draw is a draw. 2 points dropped. I know they were sharing the players off, as in clapping for them when they were going off. I think Rekin mentioned in their days they'll probably be booed off with the draw, right? So, but it tells you how we've fallen, our mindset has changed, and we need to probably changing our mindset doesn't really change what is done on the pitch though. Radcliffe and Glazers need to be able to change that. Again, we shouldn't drop our standards. Keep your standards high regardless of what's going on, and the hope that one day we'll get back to what I call being Manchester United again. I'm not sure when that will be. And Ruben said it. Ruben said he's not sure. As in, he said, I think his words are, he don't think he'll get enough time that was given to Arteta. I think in today's game, Arteta's was a different one, but it was given time. I think Ruben should be given time. My only concern though, we don't have the money to give him time. We don't have that. Because for time, you need money. Probably that's why they are buying so many younger players. Probably say, okay, you know what? We know we can't make that huge buys, big buys. Can we build and then give him time? I think that'll be ideal. And if you hear the interview from Sir Jim Ratcliffe, he talks about Amaron in a glowing light. Talks about him being, as in having, which to me, it didn't really make sense. I think he said the value of our squad is low. When you look at some other teams, I think compared to where we are, we probably have, from a value perspective, what's available now is higher than some other teams. But I mentioned that Ruben is doing the best with what he has, which to me, I'll agree 100%. So guys, this takes me to the end of the show. I'll probably just give my thoughts on the game between Real Society. I think it's on Thursday, I believe. Like I said, we need to win. We probably should have won the first leg, but we need to win this one. We need to continue in the competition. We need to keep the hope alive. The hope of getting European football, right? I don't think of a trophy yet, because all I'm looking for is European football. Just at least we can at least buy players, right? Because without European football, it's a huge hit from a financial standpoint to Manchester United. My prediction for that game is a 3-1 United. So predicting United to win that game. Hopefully though, they don't let me down. Guys, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And it's been good speaking with you guys. And again, it's Tesh. Don't forget to follow us on Thursday. I'm not sure. No possible outcome this Thursday. I think there are no games this Thursday. Let me check. Yeah, I think yeah. Okay. This one is dead. This one is dead though. Imagine having all 2 phones dead. Look at the last one. So yes, our next game is on the 13th, March 13th. No, sorry. Yes. Our next game is March 13th with at Old Trafford with the Real Society. So we need to win that one. After that, we have a game on the 16th. So we have a game on the 16th. I think then they have a break till April 1st. So again, we'll have possible outcome on Thursday because we have a game on March 16th. So it's Leicester against what they call Manchester United. So guys, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and don't forget to follow us on possible outcome. You see the result. I think mine, like I mentioned, I was 70 over 90 before the game, the Newcastle game. I haven't checked that result yet, and I have to check and see where I land. But I'm not the winner though. Someone else is the winner for last week. Big up guys. Stay blessed.